About 3 years ago, the kids were taken away by defects. They came knocking at the extended stay, did a drug test on us. She couldn't pass, mine was inconclusive. So out of abundance of safety and making sure everything was good, they took the kids. And that was kind of her signal for, oh, we can go crazy now. So she went crazy, and with it being around, and she's constantly getting more and more and more and more, I was like, oh, just give me some.
You were trying to work at Home Depot in an extended stay with 4 other human beings in the room?
Yes.
My goodness. Okay.
But they would be at school. They need to be quiet.
Okay.
Yes. It was difficult at times, but I managed.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chuck Milton. I am the Executive Director of Williams House. And today we have a special guest. We're going to do a 3-part series with a Williams House man. We're going to talk about what life was like before drugs and alcohol, what life was like during, and in terms of what happened. And then the third interview with this same Williams House man will be what life is like today with the return of his 3 little girls. It's quite an interesting story. Without further ado, I will let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm a Williams House man. I've been here just over a year, and I've really enjoyed my time here, and I've got a lot out of this program so far.
But I want to ask you, because you didn't really start drinking or using drugs until later in life. In terms of our 3-part series, we want to understand what life was like for you sober. So what it was like before drugs and alcohol, and then what happened, and then understand how life is today as a sober father with 3 little girls. So focusing on what life was like before drugs and alcohol, tell us, if you will, tell us your life story. Tell us what life was like before drugs and alcohol.
It was a pretty average, normal life. Grew up in New York. Parents worked. Mom and dad separated, divorced about when I was 7, but everything was good. Moved to Georgia in high school. Graduated from Dunwoody High School.
Who did you move to Georgia with?
My father.
Okay.
My mom still lives in New York. Once I graduated, about the same time I graduated high school, met my first wife. She already had a daughter. At that time, we eventually got married. Went to school, kind of put myself through night school at Kennesaw State University. Eventually got with a company that paid for the schooling, so sped that up. Graduated with a bachelor's in 2002. Went on to get my master's degree from Georgia State University in 2006. Then things with the first wife just didn't work out. Kind of went our separate ways. Had a great job.
What year did y'all divorce?
It was about 2009.
2009. Did you have a son with that wife?
Yes, in 1999.
Okay. So you've got...
So I've got a stepdaughter and a son.
Okay.
From that first
and this
marriage.
is 2009. Now, up until 2009, you had never had a drink of alcohol or done drugs or smoked cigarettes or anything like that. Do I have that right?
So I had done cigarettes, but I'd quit. Tried them at least. And would maybe have 1 or 2 drinks a year.
1 or 2 drinks a year.
a year.
Okay, that doesn't register in my head as someone who has been to rehab. But okay, 1 to 2 drinks a year on New Year's Eve or whatever.
Yeah, a special occasion, some party.
A wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, literally 1 or 2 drinks a year.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Special celebrations only.
all right. 2009, you're unfortunately the marriage didn't work out,
Correct.
but you've now got a master's degree, and where were you working then?
At that time, I was working at the South Area corporate office for Verizon Wireless. I was a manager in the finance operations department.
Had you hit 6 figures?
Yes.
36 years old, you hit 6 figures, you ran a marathon, and you weren't smoking.
Correct.
Wow, Superman. Okay,
Yeah.
Correct.
and then what?
Dated a few people. Eventually met my second wife. I met her actually at a tanning bed. She is significantly younger than me. She's about 19 years younger than me. I mean, as part of the, I was working out, running, it was getting close to summer, so I was going to the tanning bed. So when I was outside in the summer, I wouldn't get burnt right away. So I was trying to get a base tan, and I met her there. I knew the people at the tanning bed from going there for a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, that's my friend coming in," and so I was trying to be more outgoing and said, "Hi, I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you." And kind of just struck up a conversation. And things went, just I guess went from there. Dated and stuff for a while. Like I mentioned, we were going through an ugly divorce from the first marriage, so it was probably a couple years before I even tried my first drug, which would have been Percocet.
Okay.
And that's kind of, at that time, was kind of when I knew, like it registered, like I was so naive, like at that time, like it registered, oh, she has a problem.
What year did you try Percocet?
It
2012?
was about 2012.
Okay, so why did you try Percocet?
It was more of peer pressure, because my wife at the time did it. I wouldn't say she necessarily pressured me into doing it, but she did it. So I was like, oh, well, let me try it. I'm 38 years old, never tried a drug before. Let's just see.
Okay.
Knowing that it was wrong, but I was like, let's just see. So, I mean, I'll be honest, like the first couple times it just didn't, it was like, it was a waste of money.
Oh, you had to buy it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty naive on the topic as well, so I'm probably asking some dumb questions, but I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this that don't
Yes.
understand how this works either. How much, pray tell, does a Percocet cost?
So back then, like 10 milligrams was maybe $5.
Okay.
Now it's more of $1 a milligram.
$1 a milligram? And what's the average milligram doses that you take to get high or whatever?
Well, it escalated. I mean, it went from like, the smaller milligrams up to 30 milligrams. So 30 milligrams was kind of what it escalated to.
Okay.
On the Percocet.
Okay. And next?
So, kind of in the back of my head, like I always knew this was wrong. So, I kind of battled with, she was always doing it and how she felt versus me knowing that it was wrong. And just kind of had like an inner turmoil with that for a while. And, so I, kind of went through phases. Like I would do it, and then I'd quit, go through the withdrawals, everything would be fine. 6 months, maybe a year, and then she was doing it, more and more frequently, and so it was always around. She was always doing it. I was always paying for it. So I'd eventually partake again.
And so you'd be off of it for 6 months and then go back on it for 6 months.
Yeah, or longer.
Or longer. Was that the only drugs that y'all were using?
So, in 2013, we had our first daughter. I was kind of trying to get the timeline for the schedule of that. 2014, we had our second daughter. And in 2017, we had our third daughter. And it was after the third daughter before that ever progressed into anything stronger.
So it was Percocet up until 2017.
Yeah. So it was probably 2018, late 2017, early 2018, progressed into heroin. That was cheaper and stronger. I was prescribed Adderall.
Around 2018?
Yeah. And so I did fine with that. Great. But then the kids got taken away by DFACS. And so one of the things in order to get them back was I needed to be off all drugs. So I just quit the Adderall. But with ADHD and kind of the get up and go feeling that Adderall gives, or the focus, maybe I should say, I liked it. So on occasion, we'd also get meth as well. But usually it was the heroin and the meth. And then after maybe 6 months to a year, the heroin progressed to fentanyl, and more meth at that time.
And this is while the kids were taken away.
So then, we had them back maybe year and a half, and then they got taken away again.
Because y'all failed the drug
Last time.
test.
Yes, we had a place in Marietta during COVID. As soon as the COVID kind of ended and they could do evictions again, we got evicted. Moved in with, at the time, my wife's mother. Lived there for a little bit. She opposed to drugs, always suspected, and finally kicked us out. We ended up in an extended stay hotel. The 5 of us in a 1-room, 2-bed extended stay hotel. We were there maybe 6 months before DFACS came knocking again, and that's when the kids were taken away.
A third time?
That was the second time.
That was the second
time. So I got laid off from Verizon.
Laid off?
Laid off from Verizon 2019, and so we ended up filing for bankruptcy, both of us. So I ended up renting a townhouse in Canton. Was in it for about 7 years, and then the owner wanted to sell, and I knew they wanted to sell. It just so happened that
the timing was bad.
The timing was bad. They had told me they wanted to sell, but then I ended up getting laid off, and I was like, I just can't.
Were y'all using drugs in the grandfather's house?
Yes.
Did he know about it?
was kind of naive to it, but I think maybe he suspected.
I mean, how did he not know?
Right.
I mean, I'm guessing.
Right. I mean, I mean,
he wasn't that old of a man if he was 19. If she was 19 years younger than you,
correct.
Essentially,
Right.
20 years older than you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was, I think, July or August when I got laid off, and I was like, oh, you know, it's getting closer to the holidays, and, you know, I just got this windfall of money. So I was like, well, I'll just wait to the beginning of the year.
Not a smart plan.
No, it wasn't.
People do that all the time, and you can't do that.
Yes. So I waited to the beginning of the year, you know, trying to keep things in order in my life, and it didn't work out. So I ended up going and working at Walmart in the retail store as a normal associate. Was there about 8 months and got hired through a temporary agency at General Electric corporate office. Was there about 3 years through the temp agency, and then went to Home Depot corporate office. What?
A tough question. Do you blame your second wife for introducing you to drugs, if you will?
I wouldn't say I blame her. We all make our own choices. But, you know, looking back, I think that, you know, had I not met her, you know, my life would probably be different.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't have 3 beautiful little girls.
Correct.
But
I wouldn't trade them for the world.
I know. I get that. Another reason not to go to tanning beds.
So she was the one that was always going and getting them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was told I looked too clean cut, too much like a police officer, something like that, that no drug dealer is going to meet up with me. So she always went out, and she always was meeting the people and getting them, and sometimes we didn't have money, so she traded sex for drugs. And taking an opiate, I don't know if you know, but like it's a downer. Like you start
A depressant.
Yeah, depressing. You like start nodding off. It's, you know, like you see in the news, TV, whatever. You know, the people just kind of nodding. You know, slowly falling down type of thing. You know, that's what the Percocets and the heroin and the fentanyl does. And I didn't like that feeling, so that's why I liked meth, because it counteracted that feeling. But for her, she didn't so much like that. She likes the downers and the depressants. So she liked nodding off. And it was frustrating that a lot of life was left on me to handle. You know, married to someone that's basically not really helping.
She's checking out.
Yeah, so she was constantly checking out, or when she wasn't checking out, she was off getting more drugs. They're old enough now where they realize what was going on back then.
Yeah.
At least the older two do. The younger one, I think she's still a little bit naive and doesn't really know. She was really young. But yeah, like I was the primary caretaker. I'd get them up and ready for school. You know, when COVID hit, I started working from home. When I worked at Home Depot, I was primarily working from home unless there was a big meeting that I had to go in person. So, working from home, I can, get him to school, log in, start working, run, get him off the bus real quick, come back, finish working, work's over, I'd make dinner, make sure they took their baths, did all that. And it was primarily on me while she was nodding off and
Wow.
kind of going to sleep.
All day?
More or less. Or
She
out.
wasn't working.
Not at those times, no. She would have been like 7 at that time.
Do they enjoy spending time with their mother today?
No, they do not.
Really? That's too bad.
Yes. It is.
And they spend time with her every Thursday,
It's every Friday.
every Friday,
Yeah.
at the park or at a McDonald's.
We had to move some things around, so it's been a couple Thursdays, but it's usually.
Does the mother know that they don't enjoy spending time with her?
I don't believe she does.
Yeah.
But when the visits are canceled, the kids are happy.
It's tragic.
Yes. And
Will the chaperone or the chauffeur bring her if she is not sober?
no,
They won't.
no,
Well, that's good.
no. She's living with her fiance.
Fiance?
So he just got he just got out of jail, prison. Sorry. I'm technically still married to her. We haven't gotten divorced yet. So through the extended stay, the CASA, the kids CASA at the time reached out to me in February of 23 and just had like a heart-to-heart talk with me. It's like, the kids need you. She said, she told me, she's like, out of all the kids that I've talked to, like, she's like, very rarely did the kids say, they like their dad more, or they love their dad more, or it's always the mom. They always favor the mom. And she said, in your kid's case, it was the dad, and that just broke my heart. And so, like, once she said that, I was like, I've got to quit.
Well, we need to wrap this up. This did not go how I envisioned, but it was good. It was very good. But we did 2 segments in one. We'll do what it's like today next time.
Okay,
Okay?
sounds great.
Yeah.
It was about 4 or 5 months after they were taken away. After they were taken away, they were told, but they were eventually told. I mean, I know that now after the fact that they were told.
Yeah.
But when the CASA called me and told me what she told me about, the kids really love you and really need you, and it broke my heart. Like, I was like, okay, I gotta quit. And so, knowing how horrible I would feel physically going through withdrawals from fentanyl, I went and got a bunch of Xanax to kind of sleep through it all, and I ended up sleeping too long and kind of didn't show up for work for a couple, didn't log in for work for a couple days because I was working from home. And so then, I just came clean with them and was like, look, I gotta go to rehab. My kids need me. And they're like, oh, well, that's not exactly how this works. Like,
That surprises me.
yeah.